Hello there. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. So for today's meditation, we will primarily be seated, but there's an invitation to start the practice lying down, only for a couple of minutes. We won't be there for very long. But before we do that, make sure you've got a block or a cushion, and know what seat you want to take when we come back up to our seated position. So you could be in Sukhasana, easy cross legs, sitting with a cushion or a block underneath you, just to elevate those hips, make yourself comfortable. You could be in your Japanese seated position, which would be like this with your block underneath you. And if you would prefer to stay upright and not lie down, please feel free to just go straight into your seated position. That's completely fine. Make sure you're warm, and we're going to make a start just in a moment. So when you're ready, lie down. I've got a blanket underneath me just to make the floor nice and comfortable. So make sure that you feel comfortable as well, and we'll make a start. So coming down onto your back. You can have the knees bent, we can extend the legs long. If you're down on your back, just allowing the weight of the body to release. Closing down the eyes if it's comfortable to do so. Taking this time to check in just with what's here for you right now. And giving yourself permission to really be here. Just giving yourself this time to practice. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. And acknowledging wherever you're at. If there's any agitation or difficulty, just allowing that to be here, in whatever way it needs to be. Just taking a few deeper, fuller breaths. Or if there's ease, just enjoying that ease. And perhaps you're on neither sides of that spectrum. So wherever you are, just noticing and opening with kindness and curiosity. Let's take a few deeper, fuller breaths. Inhaling through the nose, filling the chest and the lungs. Exhaling out through the mouth. Just a couple more times, allowing that exhale to be as loud or as soft as you want it to be. Inhaling, filling the chest and the lungs. Exhaling. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhaling completely. Just allowing the breathing to return to its natural rhythm. In and out through the nose if you can. And when you're ready, we'll start to make our way up into a seated position, bending the knees up. And you can gently blink open the eyes as you roll over to one side, coming up, using your block or your cushion, finding your chosen posture for today. And once you've found your seat, resting the hands down onto the legs. Palms can be facing down or they can be facing up. Your choice. And closing down the eyes if that feels good for you today. Always an option to keep the eyes slightly open. You could be gazing down a little bit further in front of you. Just keeping the back of the neck long. And feeling into the body. Noticing any points of contact with your seat, with the ground underneath you. Sitting bones, a little bit of pressure underneath. The shins or the outsides of the legs. Sensing the length of the entire spinal column. Just noticing if on the exhale you can keep that sense of length but allow the body to just soften a little bit. Encouraging a sense of alertness and aliveness in the body. At the same time, just being soft and open. Having a sense of the space around you. And picturing the body in relationship to the space. And the distance of the body with the objects in the room and the walls around you and the ceiling and the ground. And having a sense of the space outside the room. Still in relationship with the body. Noticing sounds. Noticing where your mind is at. Any emotional tone that might be present. And then noticing awareness itself. Becoming aware of awareness. It's what we are often practicing and cultivating in our meditation. For today's practice, we will anchor in to a particular point, but then we'll open out to just rest into awareness itself and being more open with what we're focusing on rather than having a single point of focus. We might notice sound, and then we might notice thought, we might notice breath, body sensation. But we will start with a more singular point of focus. So for now, let's come back to the breathing, following the breath in and out through the nose. Noticing the temperature of the air as it comes in and as it leaves the body. Noticing how the breath fills the belly and the lungs, the chest as you inhale. And that falling as you exhale, drawing in of the rib cage. Belly naturally falling inwards. And for a moment, let's connect with our intention for practicing, as well as our deeper intention for how we want to live our lives. Or life, I should say. Allowing that intention to fill you. And then allowing your attention to either come back to the breathing, or you might choose something else, such as sounds or body sensations. And just allow your focus to stay there. And can you allow that attention to be light? You might continue to notice other aspects of your experience, such as sounds and feelings, emotional states. And just coming back to your primary focus of attention. And as we continue out throughout this practice, if you feel or you get really caught up in a pocket of worry or drift off into thinking and it's hard to ground back down, I'd encourage you to come back to the breathing and take a few deeper, fuller breaths, and you can just stay with the breathing for as long as you need to. And whatever your primary focus has been so far, just allowing that to open up now. Resting into awareness itself. Just being in the flow of experience. Noticing the changing flow, sounds, thoughts, body sensation, perhaps taste, touch. And whenever there's a sense of that being too much to navigate, then allow yourself to come back to the breathing. Just staying with this breath. And then this breath. And whenever it feels comfortable to do so, you might let go of that again. Just opening up to whatever's here. You might notice impulses arising and dissolving if you don't react. You might notice the impulse to move, to shift, and if you need to, then absolutely feel free. And then let's all come back to the breathing. And starting to take a few fuller, deeper breaths again. Just noticing the temperature of the room. And feeling again into the body in relationship to space. And having a sense of the whole body together. Bringing the left hand over the chest, over the heart space, and the right hand on top of the left. Just allowing the arms to be relaxed, elbows dropping in. Just breathing into the hands. Sensing your wholeness and completeness exactly as you are. Nothing to fix, nothing to change. And recognizing your innate goodness and that innate wisdom within you that can guide you throughout your day. Bringing the palms of the hands together into your prayer in front of the chest. Just letting the chin drop down towards your chest slightly. Acknowledging your effort to practice today. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.